And for the first time in 294 days, it is a Football Friday. High school football is returning with Zach Borg. He's going to be running around checking out some of the best games and the biggest ones in the pregame atmospheres in our tailgate tour.
Tonight he joins us live from a 9-man AA showdown in Freeman. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening, fellas. That's right. The road to the Dakota Dome begins tonight. Well, partially anyway. It begins with the kickoff of the South Dakota high school football season for the Class 9-man and 11B teams. And we start our Football Friday tailgate tour with a team that actually ended their season in the Dakota Dome last season. The Parkston Trojans pulling into Freeman to take on Freeman-Marion-Freeman Academy. Of course, Parkston had one of the most dominating seasons we've seen in quite some time last year. As we take a look back at some of their highlights from last year, the defending 9AA state champions are coming off a 12-0 year in which they allowed just 16 points all season while scoring 494 during their perfect campaign. And only one of their games was decided by single digits. It was actually the title game. Those Swiss Army knife back Coulter Kramer returns. Most of their dominant lines and several other key players from that team have graduated, meaning the Trojans will have to find different ways to keep their win streak alive and their title defense, which Kramer says the young kids will be able to help them do.
Yeah, I mean, we graduated some studs. That's definitely true, but you know, that 3-point average game last year, the opponent 3-point average, that wasn't just our starters. I mean, our JV played quite a bit of our games, and I mean, they still held and scored on varsity teams. So I mean, these guys, it's not like coming into this is going to be, you know, a new.
The Freeman-Marion-Freeman Academy Phoenix have just taken the field behind me for their warm-ups, and the Trojans of Parkston, who we talked to a little bit at 5:30, they did in last season on top of 9AA, a perfect 12-0 to win that state title. They're ranked number 1 to start the season, and they'll face a team that has their eyes on challenging for the title. In the Phoenix, they went 7-3 in each of their first 2 seasons as a co-op, bowing out in the state quarterfinals last season, led by playmaking quarterback Riley Cheddar and a host of other playmakers who've grown up through the first 2 years. It might be time for Dustin Cheddar's Phoenix to rise to the top of the class, and that starts tonight against the defending state champs.
Well, obviously week 1 you got to tackle. I mean, there's not a lot of tackling drills you can do to prepare yourself for live tackling in a game. They've got speed, so we know if we miss tackles, we're going to be chasing, and that's not going to end well for us. But in the same time, we want to get our athletes in space and make them tackle too.
And now it's time to bring back one of our favorite traditions, the Dakota News Now Sports Pooch's Pick. If you're not familiar with this, each year we bring out an equal number of treats in the bowl, and whichever bowl with the logo on it, the Pooch picks, well, that'll be the game winner. Now, the Pooch has normally been pretty good at this, but last year had a pretty rough season, so let's see if the Pooch can get off to a good start this year and see who she picks between the Trojans and Phoenix. New year, Trojans that way, Phoenix that way. Go get them. The Trojans are the Pooch's pick, and we hope you will pick Football Friday for your pigskin purveyance. We've got 13 games on tap for our debut show of the 2024 season, coming up at 10 o'clock on KSFY and KDLT. And, of course, you can always tweet us your score updates and videos and anything else you like. Send us your social media updates to our Dakota Sports Now Twitter page or, of course, our Facebook page, and we'll repost those and maybe even get them in the show tonight. And, again, join us at 10 o'clock. Live in Freeman, Zach Borg, Dakota News Now Sports.